Welcome to episode 35 of Two Guys One Sport. My name is Chris.
My name's George. Chris, my apartment is cold from broken heat, but don't worry, my hot wrestling takes will keep me warm.
Indeed, and we're on emergency adrenaline because this was an emergency Thursday broadcast. We weren't planning on doing this.
Yeah, in fact, we'll talk about this a little more down the line. Tetsuya Naito is such a draw, he's getting me to go to not one, but two AAW shows.
Yeah, right? Because you have to go to the one tomorrow to be able to get...
I have to go to the one tomorrow that I have very little interest in. Although there is a Mike Elgin-Shane Strickland match advertised, which should be a lot of fun. Because Mike Elgin's pretty great.
Yeah.
I have to go to the AAW show tomorrow night in order to be able to buy the tickets to the AAW show in February, which is main evented by Sami Callihan versus Naito. Mm-hmm. So I told my buddy Carlos, who is like flat broke and his wife hates him. I'm like, so Carlos, am I buying you a ticket to this AAW show in February? He goes, yes. I don't care if the wife hates me. I'm going to that show. So, Tetsuya Naito, breaking marriages up since 2017.
That's a hell of a combination. Flat broke and in a terrible marriage.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. It reminds me never to get married or have a kid.
My condolences.
It's to watch Naito.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why we're doing this on a Thursday. As always, ladies and gents, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we got a fun one on tap tonight. We're going to be talking about the big news out of WWE this week, which is the releases that occurred over the previous weekend. We're going to get to that. We're also going to be talking about New Japan Power Struggle and NXT War Games.
Yeah.
So some exciting things going on there. But first, as always, we're going to do our matches of the week, and I'm going first this week because,
hey, by all means,
if I don't go first, I'm probably going to forget some of the salient details of this one. So you'll recall I told you about buying the Bola 2017 Final Stage DVD at the last Evolve show I went to.
Yeah, night 3, right?
Yep, it's night 3. So I'm going to be covering one of these night 3 matches from the second round. This is a match that it would be a dream match pretty much anywhere you go. Matthew Riddle versus Penta El Cero Miedo.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Now, you know how Penta does his Cero Miedo with the 3 fingers down then up?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bro has this thing where he has like the fist, but his pinkies and his thumbs are, his pinky and his thumb are out when he says Bro.
Yeah,
he raises them. So at one point they get it. The very beginning of the match is basically a shouting match between Penta and Bro, where Penta does the Cero Miedo right in Bro's face, and Bro, he puts the fist with the pinky and the thumb out. He puts it down and says Bro, and then lifts up the fist and says Bro really loud. So just back and forth with that for a good minute and a half before they just suddenly just go into chain submissions on each other. Ridiculously fast transitions. These guys are obviously 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. They're incredibly talented. And then it just goes into a strike exchange where they're just trading chops, and then Penta does an overhand chop, Riddle does a horizontal chop, and then Penta holds his hand up and says, wait, tears his shirt open, and then says, now go. Nice. to prove his toughness. This was definitely a quintessential PWG type match, though, as it progressed on. One point, they traded back and forth 4 Canadian destroyers, none of which resulted in a pinfall. There was a package pile driver on the apron from Penta to Bro. Lot of really ridiculous spots. Just insane shit. Bro eventually got it together and won with the Bro mission. But yeah, when the match has 4 Canadian destroyers in a row and none of them result in a pinfall, it's yeah. I don't even know what else to say about the match at that point. Just what the hell, you guys? It was nonsense, but like just back and forth, just really well executed nonsense. It was a fun time. It's definitely a fun watch.
PWG is I can't do it all at once in one sitting. like, I feel the same about watching PWG all at once. For the exact opposite reason, I feel the same about watching like too much CZW all at once.
Yeah.
Like, if I watch too much CZW all at once, I feel the same way I do when I eat a shitload of like Oreos all at once. My tummy hurts, my head feels funny, and I want to sit down.
Yeah.
The same, almost like the same with PWG. It's almost like too much sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my God, there's too many spots, too many people jumping up and down in the background, too many Z-list celebrities in the crowd. I can't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And with a few exceptions, like Phoenix and Horace, an awful match, I'm told, at Bola. But like a lot of it's just so fucking indie, Chris.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Like the one thing I will say is because I watched this DVD start to finish the day after I got it, and for me at least, I after about the first 4 matches, like let me just read off what these these second round matches were. As Ricochet versus Desmond Xavier, Travis Banks versus Marty Scurll, Donovan Dijak versus Keith Lee, Ray Phoenix versus Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb versus Sammy Guevara, and Matt Riddle versus Penta. By the time we got to Jeff Cobb versus Sammy Guevara, and I saw Sammy Guevara hit a 630 that Jeff Cobb kicked out of, I was like, all right, I'm desensitized to this. You know, this is going to be what this DVD is, and I'm just going to watch it and enjoy it. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's like you just watch enough of a thing, and it's like, all right, yep, I accept. This is what this is going to be, and I'm prepared for it. And that's what it was for me with this DVD. And it was fun too. Like I said, there's a lot of like fun stuff in the matches, but obviously, you know, I know none of these matches would ever be executed in this manner at any place other than PWG.
It's so, you know, my play the hits analogy with the Young Bucks. We've talked about this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the Young Bucks the Young Bucks are like Metallica playing Enter Sandman because that's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe they'd rather play Of Wolf and Man because they like it more. PWG is the end game of that theory, is the logical conclusion of that theory. Like, oh, we want to see Penta do the Ciro Mira taunt and hit 4 Canadian Destroyers. Okay, he's going to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's spots, and it's almost too indie. There's like no connective tissue between anything.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean they're not great matches.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The 3-on-3 last year with the Bucks at Adam Page versus Pentagon and Phoenix and the other guys, I'm forgetting off the top of my head, was awesome.
Was it what?
Lee and Dijak was awesome.
No, this year it was Pentagon, Phoenix, and Flamita versus the Bucks and Kenny.
Yeah, yes, that match, and then the one last year I thought was Bucks and Page.
2016. Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what it was in 2016.
I've had some. I mean, the main event of last year's Bowl I liked a lot, and I'm not a big Marty Scurll fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, they do a very good job. Obviously, anytime you get Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak and them together, they put magic on. It's just like I get the complaints that people have, like. We'll have another We'll have another shit my dad says segment later on in the show when we talk about Alexa Bliss. My dad would hate PWG.
Absolutely, I have no doubt.
Like, but and I can't argue with him when he would watch it and say, "What is this shit? Why am I watching this?" Yeah. And I'd be like, "I don't know, Dad. This is what indie wrestling is in 2017."
Yeah, I have no doubt.
So, like all things in moderation. But I'm sure it was an awesome match because it's Bro and Pentagon.
Yeah. Without a doubt. It's a ton of fun. So, what do you got?
I have a match courtesy of Alan4L on Twitter. Alan_cheap shot. 2 minutes long. 2009, I think DDT, Ricky Marvin, and Kenta. Literally, when I say 2 minutes long, I mean 2 minutes long. Chris, this match kicks ass. This is an awesome 2-minute match. I tweeted it on my Twitter feed at Giatsavis. So you can watch the entire match on Twitter. It's literally the clip he shows from start to finish is 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay.
The match starts with Ricky Marvin attacking Kenta from the outside, throwing him in the ring, kicking him in the face, going for a powerbomb, going for a near fall cover, then coast to coast drop kick. Kenta rebounds with a spinning discus lariat, hits that little corner delayed drop kick that he does. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, where he runs, jumps in the air, and then kicks his legs out.
Yeah.
A bunch of wicked shoe kicks to the head. The highlight of this match is Kenta trying 3 times to hit the go to sleep.
Okay.
The very first time, Ricky Marvin counters it into a Hurricane Rana for the pin. For a pin, not the pin.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out, shoot kicks, guys going at it. The second time, he tries to counter it into the same Hurricane Rana, but Kenta just grabs him and just power bombs him to oblivion. The third time, Kenta hits it, and then hits him with the punt, the Randy Orton punt for the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, this match was awesome. This match would be like a 4-star match. It's 2 minutes of guys just beating the shit out of each other.
Nice.
It's awesome. Love it a lot. Shoot kicks, Hurricane Ranas. The finish is an inside cradle. Like, picture like a Latbahi straw cradle. As Marvin is going for the cradle, Kenta herks him up into the go to sleep for the win.
Nice.
Like, it's the best 2-minute match you've ever seen. I love it. I wish I could post it in the live chat on our YouTube, but a little error, which sucks. But
just follow the man on
follow
Twitter.
me on Twitter, people. If you don't, and if you don't, follow Chris too. So kicks to the head, shoot discus lariats, all sorts of fun Japanese stuff in 2009. Back when Kenta wasn't, either hurt or not on television.
Yeah.
So Kenta was pretty great, and then he got hurt, and now he's not pretty great.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, injuries suck.
They do.
And we talked about it at NXT Chicago when he tried that little back heel kick and he couldn't hit it on Bobby Roode. That was a staple of Kenta matches for like 10 years. Yeah. And him not hitting that was like, oh man. It's like watching Willie Mays get thrown out at the plate in the '73 World Series.
Oh.
Oh man. What are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
So
that's terrible.
Has Kenta been on TV recently?
No, he has not. He's been MIA from TV. I know he's been doing the house show circuit though. He had a hilarious. If you follow Billy Kay's Snapchat or Twitter, you could see a hilarious video of her trying to get Hideo to say that that they're best friends, and him telling her repeatedly that he hates her. So that was a fun one, but no, he has not been on TV recently.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he hasn't been released, so that's obviously a good thing. There was a lot of speculation that after he was done with the Cassius Ohno feud, that he was just gonna get given his walking
get released. In fact, brother Chris, we call that a segue. We had some releases this week. Yes, we did, and it was, by all accounts, it was not pretty, and the reasoning for it is not ideal. But let's get into it here. On Sunday, the announcements came down. First thing that came down was that Emma, real name Tennille Dashwood, was let go from the company. Followed shortly thereafter by announcements that Summer Rae, real name Danielle Monet, and Darren Young, who I'm going to look up and see if that is actually real name, actually Frederick Douglass Rosser III. That's a strong name.
Yes.
That should be his. That's a better name than Darren Young. Yeah,
for sure. They both were also released on a Sunday. Those 3 releases happened, which is a little bit surprising to say the least.
We know if they were company or talent requested. I imagine company.
By all accounts, these were all company requests and not these were all company moves and not requests to be released.
So let me ask you a question then, brother Chris. If the company fired, which is, let's call it what it is, they're all going to be paid out their downsides for the 90 days, so it's not like they're fired and then they're out in the street.
Yeah, they're getting paid all the way until...
Which props to Summer Rae for getting paid for like 18 months without taking a bump.
Yeah, smartest woman in wrestling.
Yeah. Props to you, lady.
Yeah, they're getting paid until February for that, yeah.
I don't have any opinion one way or the other on Summer Rae and Darren Young, to be honest. The Summer Rae entertained me when she was in that disaster feud with Lana and Rusev and Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
Which with the dead fish and Summer Rae doing the camel clutches on Lana.
She was the best part of that feud. Summer Rae was the best part of that
by far.
feud.
She was great. She was awesome.
Yeah.
That feud was a raging, towering inferno of dumpster fires.
And she was
like
the
just
only bright
dumpster
spot
fire on top of dumpster fire on top of dumpster fire all the way to the sky. But she was like the one like shining part of it. That feud was a disaster. She was great. And then she paired up with Tyler Breeze and that went nowhere.
Yeah, and then she just disappeared. Well,
she got hurt.
No, that's not true. That's not true. She was then injected into that Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde match that happened at WrestleMania 32 last year, and then after that was when she got injured and then disappeared from TV.
Don't get hurt. Obviously, that sucks. I'm glad they did not fire her when she was hurt, because that's like the worst PR. And as we'll talk about in a little bit, they care about PR more than anything. Darren Young, whatever. Like, just fun fact. Go on.
There's been some backlash, or not backlash, but there's been some rumblings among social media about people being not too keen on the fact that the company fired their first openly gay wrestler and yet has continually pushed a very openly declared homophobe. I understand that, but I also, appreciate the fact that the company took notice of the fact that Darren Young is not a very good in-ring performer and didn't let the PR implications.
I'm gonna choose my words carefully here, and I'm gonna tread lightly here, brother Chris. Darren Young is not a good professional wrestler. He is not a WWE caliber wrestler. He's not. He's not good enough to be a main roster wrestler. I am glad that they did not take his sexual orientation into account when deciding to fire him. I would be upset if a better wrestler was fired in order to keep him on to placate people on social media, because social media is the dirt worst. Like, regardless, and in a world where there are so many real fights that the LGBT community has to fight that are real and valid. Yeah. And you and I will stand with them. I can't speak for you, but I will stand with them.
Oh, absolutely. I stand with them 100,000%.
Fighting on Twitter for Darren Young, it just seems like just getting mad for the sake of getting mad. To be honest,
I will say this. I mean, they could have done a little bit better of, being forthcoming about their intentions, because the night before he was released, Darren Young was at an LA Clippers game with other talent doing PR for the company. And if there's one thing that you can say about Darren Young for sure, it's that he never said no when he was asked to go out and do something.
Absolutely, I'm not going to begrudge. I'm not going to ever say the man didn't work hard. He got himself into tremendous shape at the end. He too was also the victim. Wow, of an injury bug. I think he blew his elbow out at one point, or shoulder or something.
Yeah, but he went out there and put all his whole heart and soul into a terrible gimmick of having Bob Backlund as a life coach.
Hey, Bob, that gimmick rocked. Make Darren Young great again? That gimmick was awesome.
I'm not a fan of that.
Bob Backlund was awesome. Don't hate.
I was not a fan. Well, I mean,
Darren Young is just not a very good wrestler.
Yeah,
like that's independent of anything else. He is not a main roster caliber wrestler. He's not a main caliber promo, not a main caliber worker, not a main caliber charisma, and if they want to get rid of him, then by all means. Fun fact. So on Twitter, you ready?
Yep.
Pop quiz, brother Chris. Who is the last original Nexus member?
Heath Slater.
Who was an active worker in WWE. I told you that. Heath fucking Slater is the last original Nexus member who was an active worker in WWE.
It's insane. But
I mean, after Cena killed them, that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Bryan Danielson took off. Everyone else just kind of floundered.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, of the originals. To be fair,
the original 7. Well, 8, because Bryan Danielson was one of those 8.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, Husky Harris is still around to.
That was the second class, though.
Oh, he was in the second one? I thought he was in the first one, too.
He was in the second class. The original, let's see, SummerSlam 2010 main Nexus. Just pull this up. SummerSlam, he was the original 8. You ready? Bryan Danielson, who got fired after choking Justin Roberts and came back.
Yep.
You ready for this band of merry men?
Yeah, go for it.
Darren Young, David Otunga, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, Michael Tarver, who was gone long before you came around, and he was very bad.
Yeah.
Skip Sheffield / Ryback,
Yep.
and Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
So Heath Slater, last man standing.
Yep.
We'll pour out a 40 for all the rest of y'all, except for Michael Tarver, who was pure garbage.
Yeah. Now, Summer Rae did make a statement on her social media, on her Instagram today, about her release, and I really gotta say, I applaud her for this, because after she was released, I mean, there's been a strong community of fans of hers that have long pushed for her to be able to be brought back to TV and given a role, because they felt that she was remarkably underutilized, which she was for the talent.
Hasn't she been cleared for like months and just sitting on the sideline?
Basically, yeah. And she basically went out there and said to everybody who was saying to her, she didn't become the champion, she didn't get the push that she deserved, she didn't get a title run, et cetera, et cetera. But in all honesty, she accomplished what she wanted to do, of becoming a WWE diva and being in the ring and just getting the chance to be on Monday Night Raw and do what she watched her heroes do when she was younger. So, she was happy just with the fact of being able to, we talk all the time about, how it's not a good idea to have a gimmick of just being happy to be there, but Summer Rae was happy to be there, and she got what she wanted out of her 6-year career. So, you know what? More power to her. And I respect that she had that, she had that outlook on.
What did she say on Instagram?
Do you want me to read the whole thing? It's kind of long.
Is it? Well, yeah. Is that basically? Well, don't read the whole thing. Is that basically what she said?
That's basically the whole thing.
Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the opportunity. Good for her.
Here's this.
I'll
give you the most key sentence here, right in the middle.
Sure.
The people that flood my comments with these things that I quote should have gotten. You guys are missing the overall dream that I achieved. That I went to Monday Night Raw as a fan and sat in the crowd and watched the girls and wanted that more than anything I have ever felt in my body ever before. Then I did it. I've wrestled in over 15 countries on 4 continents and made friends and fans all over the world. I've had the opportunity to live out my dream. So there you have it. I mean, she's taking a really great outlook on things, and she's got 90 days to figure out what she wants to do next. I mean, she definitely has a very strong career in front of her, regardless of what she does. I mean, she's been
I feel for her because
so she can definitely go out and do whatever she wants after this.
I feel for her and Emma because the opportunities for women on the independent scene are greatly diminished compared to the opportunities for men.
Absolutely, yeah.
Speaking of Emma,
yeah,
I am not the Emma fan you are, so I will let you. I'll let you talk for a minute.
Yeah. So and this is where kind of
before you go, I'm sorry. If they fired Emma, well, no, you talk, and then I'll ask and then I'll talk. You talk.
Yeah. Well, I might answer your question here in the process of this, because this is the thing that really kind of shed some light on the motivations of this. There have been a couple of reports that have gone around about this, about specifically related to Emma's firing. There's one from SportsIllustrated.com from Justin Barrasso, who, granted, has not always been the most reliable source for information, so take this with a grain of salt, if you will. But he says that the writing was on the wall for Emma's departure, as she had considerable heat within the company, mostly from the writing staff. A lot of it probably due to them having to pull the plug on the Emelina gimmick due to the perceived lack of investment from the performer. But bigger than that, and I'm gonna read this here. The other motive behind her release was to send a message to the locker room, because the locker room greatly respected Emma as an in-ring talent, a strong worker, someone that most of the locker room enjoyed being in the ring with. Because of the firing of Jimmy Jacobs, Neville walking out, and the rumored issues surrounding Nia Jax, Vince and his team supposedly are wanting to make it clear to talent that this is not a time to step out of line.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I believe that, but I would say that is something that I believe is being more likely than not to be
that
true.
sentiment, I don't know if that sentiment would not shock me if that was found out to be true.
Yeah.
Knowing the 30-plus years we know, knowing the 30-plus year track record of Vince McMahon, that sentiment would not surprise me.
Surprisingly enough for me, though, because I have been one of the people saying that Emma probably wanted to leave for a very long time. But apparently, based on these reports and based on Emma's reactions through social media, this was not something that she expected or wanted. But there's people are saying that the door is open for her to one day return to WWE, but who knows? Either way, I'm looking forward to the Tennille Dashwood Indie Domination Tour that will start in February. I expect her to make a big showing at Shimmer 100 WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. That she will show up there. I mean, with the length of her career in Shimmer before she came to WWE, it would shock me if she did not make a surprise appearance at that show. But
Chris, breaking news: I think that Paige and Alberto Del Rio broke up.
What?
Yeah, this week. We'll see what happens next week. So
wait, where is this breaking news?
I'm seeing something on Twitter that she's living with Seth Rollins' Nazi girlfriend, and I'm trying to confirm if it's true or not. Isn't that Zara Schreiber? Isn't that Seth Rollins' Nazi girlfriend?
Zara Schreiber. I don't know if they're still together or not, but
yeah, I think it's his Nazi ex-girlfriend.
That is either
sounds
way.
like the name of the name of like a bad metal song. My Nazi ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, well,
so
either way, yeah.
I'm still trying to find out. I'm still trying to find out if it worked, if it didn't. I
still can't believe it.
Love is love, and it's not my place to tell people who they shouldn't date. But for fuck's sake, Paige, like when the carny ass fuck WWE is a better environment than living with fucking Del Rio. You've gone off the edge of the cliff somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
When being around the fucking carnies of the WWE is better for you. We've talked about my history with relationships, in the past. So I am not one to throw stones at anybody chasing that horizon of true love.
Yeah.
But Christ, man, these two nut jobs, and never a dull moment,
Yeah. Thank you, Marcel, for verifying that that is no longer Seth Rollins' girlfriend.
I'm telling you, that'd be a name for good metal songs. My Nazi ex-girlfriend.
Lordy. I find it hilarious that Zara Schreiber is actually verified on Twitter. She has a friggin' blue check mark, and she's no longer doing anything famous other than being known for her past exploits.
Yeah,
as far as I'm aware,
just for being Seth Rollins' Nazi ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
and being as a result of people finding out her past of being a NXT washout too.
Yeah, that takes effort, by the way, to be an NXT washout.
Yeah.
So my thing with Emma.
Yeah.
I wonder when they made the decision to fire her. I hope it was after the Asuka matches, because if they had her take 80% of the Asuka match and then fire her, that's very stupid.
Yeah.
If they didn't, then different story. But if they said, you know what, we're going to fire this woman and then have her debut match with Asuka, similar to Dolph Ziggler and Nakamura from May, then fire her when we could have just had Asuka kick her in the head and pin her.
Yeah.
We're firing her anyways. What the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Emma didn't do much for me on the main roster. She had a good NXT run, really good NXT run. But main roster Emma was a goofball comedy character. She wore glasses and danced, fucked around with Santino and the Snake, got hurt, right? Threw her back out, which sounds excruciating.
Yeah.
Had the Emelina gimmick, which was another dumpster fire of a gimmick that had the payoff of her walking out and saying, "I'm no longer Emelina."
Yeah.
I wonder, it would not surprise me, and this is me speculating, I don't have sources, that it wouldn't surprise me if Vince was pissed at her for, quote, blowing, end quote, the Emelina gimmick.
Yeah. No, I mean, we know.
My favorite part about this is that she's only 28. She's been around forever. Feels like she's been around forever.
Yeah.
And she's only 28.
Yeah, no, she started on the
AEW. I'll buy an 8x10 for my collection.
She started on the Australian independent scene very when she was fresh out of school, very young.
Good for her. Lance Storm alumna. So
let me.
I mean, one of the things I've learned.
TLC was what weekend? The 22nd. TLC happened.
I believe it was 9 days ago or 10 days, whatever that weekend was. Yes.
So the 22nd. Okay, because I'm looking here, like I'm trying to determine the timeline of things because Jimmy Jacobs showed up at ROH at Global War Chicago and played off his
that was my birthday weekend. That was like the 15th or 16th.
The weekend before, on the 15th. Okay.
Yeah, that was the 15th or 16th, whatever that Saturday was or Sunday was.
Yeah. So and you have to assume that there's probably been some like behind the scenes attempts by the company to up until recently to try and get Neville to come back, and it's only been recently that we've started seeing the reports that are confirming Vince is basically starving Neville out. Well,
to me, he wasn't making a ton of money beyond his downside anyways. So
yeah,
but yes, he's being spiteful. He's being Vince.
Yes. So I was going to say maybe Jimmy Jacobs showing up at ROH and Neville refusing to come back is what kind of set Vince off, and the timeline of that would fit in with like soon, like at the same time as or soon after the Emma Oscar matches.
You know, tomorrow night's AEW show. I just got the email. Hold up. Where the hell is it? Son of a bitch. Wrong email. AEW Wrestling. AEW Pro Wrestling. I got the email for tomorrow night's show, and they are advertising the return of a former AEW heavyweight champion. And if you go on the Wikipedia page of one Jimmy Jacobs, he is a former AEW heavyweight champion.
I'm actually on his Wikipedia page right now.
So, right? Scroll down to AEW. It says AEW heavyweight champion.
He's a heavyweight champion, a two-time Heritage champion, two-time Tag Team champion, first AEW Triple Crown championship.
His banner hangs from his portrait hangs from the ceiling of the Berwyn Eagles Club. So he is a AEW original. And they're advertising tomorrow night the return of a former AEW heavyweight champion. So we're not surprised when Mr. Jacobs is working tomorrow night. Or anywhere, for that matter.
He did actually last weekend. He showed up, I want to say, at I think it was Wrestle Circus and attacked Sami Callihan.
So wouldn't surprise me. If he shows up and does some sort of angle to put himself back in the put himself back on the scene in the Indies.
Yeah,
I don't know if he is going to be back wrestling per se, but some sort of angle where he furthers his angle with Callihan, who will probably be there because Callihan goes to almost every AEW show.
Yeah,
although Callihan may be in Japan, as we'll talk about. So we'll see.
God, I hope not.
We'll see. Sami Callihan's growing on me. I was the same way, but he's growing on me. Professional wrestling isn't like normal businesses.
No, it's not.
So
Speaking
of Page and Del Rio, good point. It may be the only time I can ever recall where I can sincerely say it's better for her to live with the Nazi than to live with Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, it's not much of an improvement, though.
No, but it is an improvement. It is an improvement. Like I love how where we are. That it's better for Paige to be living with Seth Rollins' Nazi ex-girlfriend than to be living with Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
So, good luck, Paige.
I really hope.
I've always enjoyed you. I've always enjoyed your matches. You know.
Here's hoping that we don't get the legions of Zara Schreiber fans coming in. You know.
Yeah.
Pillaging our podcast.
Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm looking for a nice little throwdown. Yeah. I'll go. You know what? Here, the hill I will die on is going after Zariah Schreiber for being a national socialist. Yeah, come on, bring it on. You know, I'm fucking tired of this shit.
Nice.
People attacking me on Twitter. Like, come on, I'm spoiling for a fight. So if you're listening and you want to go at it, at Giatsavis, you know, my fucking DMs are wide the fuck open. You know what I'm saying? So,
there we go.
All right.
Now the word is that, and because I don't know if we have a confirmed roster of who went on the European tour or not that started this week, but the word going around is that those who did not go on the European tour, those from the main roster who were left home, that may be a sign that the writing is on the wall for them as well, because WWE financials are such that they apparently need to make some more roster cuts.
A cage match, maybe they'll tell us.
I don't know.
Let's see. Well, there's 2 tours, right?
Yeah, there's Raw's doing one and SmackDown's doing one.
Okay, let's do this. Wait, but the Raw one just ended because I saw people tweeting about Dublin.
Yeah. Well, SmackDown was happening tonight too, though. That photo I sent you and Don Sal of
fucking Bludgeon Brothers.
Harper and Rowan. My God, if you go and look on Twitter,
God's name,
at the gear that they gave to Harper and Rowan for this new gimmick, I'm sorry, but as much as I love those guys, I really hope that gear never makes it onto TV. Holy shit!
Where is the? I'm on Cage Match. Where the hell? Events. Here we go. Events. Okay, I don't want pay-per-views. I want house shows. Results. Let's try that. This is riveting. Here we go. WWE Live. Okay, this is the Scotland tour, which is the 11th, or which is the 1st, yesterday. Mm-hmm. So these are the people who are in Scotland. You ready?
Wait. Right. Before you do that.
Okay.
Also breaking news from 11 minutes ago, Jimmy Jacobs returned to IWA Mid-South and attacked IWA Mid-South champion, world champion Aaron Williams.
I'm almost positive IWA Mid-South is in Louisville, Kentucky, which is a nice, brisk 5-hour drive from there to Chicago.
Memphis.
So if you Memphis is 8 hours. I thought IWA was in Louisville.
No, it says apparently their home base is in Memphis.
But either way,
Memphis, Indiana.
Oh, even closer though. What the hell's Memphis, Indiana?
Who the hell knows? But they're at the IWA arena at the Memphis Trading Post.
Okay. Well, Indiana's. So Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, yeah, it's across the river from Louisville. Louisville's 5 hours from Chicago, so he could easily be the guy being teased for AEW tomorrow night.
Yep. Okay.
And like I said, there's a big ass Jimmy Jacobs banner hanging outside above the ring when AEW runs shows. So he is definitely one of the important members of the show's early history. Yeah. So, okay, here's who's in Scotland. You ready?
Yeah.
The Miz, Matt Hardy, Asuka, Mickie James, Goldust, Heath, Rhino, Elias and the Club, Enzo, Kalisto, Noam Dar, Braun Strowman defeats Kane, so they're doing that shit already.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Dunne defeats Wolfgang.
Nice.
Bayley and Sasha Banks beat Alexa and Nia Jax, so they retconned the shit out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor defeats Samoa Joe. The Shield with Triple H defeats Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, and Sheamus.
I think Bo Dallas was in. With
Bo is healthy.
Because there were pictures that showed Bo in the ring with Elias and the Club. So
maybe I'm just going by the match results.
Right.
So I'm trying to think off the top of my head who I haven't named. No Curtis Axel. Maybe he's done after Braun beat him.
Maybe.
Which speaking of charisma black holes, get off my television, you know.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown Live's show on the 31st, which was in Norfolk. They don't have the results from the European show on the SmackDown side, but that was the actual TV taping on Halloween Tuesday, so it doesn't really count. I'm looking on this Raw side roster. Obviously no Brock, but they're not cutting Brock anytime soon. Yeah. They may not resign him, but that's not
R-Truth.
I don't see R-Truth. Goldust, Heath Slater, and Rhino beat Elias.
He's injured. Maybe he's injured. I don't know.
Apparently Vince loves him, so he makes Vince laugh. So maybe he'll stick around because of that, but maybe not. He's not a young man.
No, he is not.
He's in his 40s. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't want anyone to lose their job, but this company's bloated right now.
Oh,
New Japan is also bloated right now.
The word going around is that people the WWE is approaching right now for contract deals are getting offered low balls.
What's his name was, but Ricochet. But at the same time, he's telling indie promoters he's done after January.
Yeah.
So and ACH is slotted into his role in New Japan.
Yeah. Which we'll get to in actually let's just go right into Power Struggle.
Sure. Let's talk about New Japan.
Yeah.
Do you care at all about Lio Rush?
I'll just say this. Lio Rush.
My only thing with it is I didn't like everyone piling on him on Twitter because I don't like when that happens. I think that's mean. I think it's way better to take a guy aside and talk to him in private than put him on blast on social media just to make yourself feel good because you're chasing likes.
Yeah, but I think that's
once the 10th and 11th and 12th superstar / NXT talent jumped on him for being an idiot, and he was an idiot. Let's not.
What he said was tasteless. It was absolutely.
Yeah, but once the 15th person jumped on him, just chasing likes, okay, we get it.
My issue with it.
My bigger problem is that Lio Rush was nothing for me. But
my thing about it is really more so that, he messed up and he quote unquote apologized, but that apology really didn't seem very genuine. It really just seemed more like he was saying, "I'm sorry that people didn't get the joke," more than he was saying, "I'm sorry."
I did pop for
people that I offended somebody.
I did pop for EC3 making the same joke for Rockstar Spud and Hornswoggle.
Yeah,
because EC3 on Twitter EC3 is a great Twitter follow.
Yes,
because he's in full blown. I'm going to WWE soon because TNA is like hour 3 of the Titanic at this point. Bound for Glory this weekend. That might as well be the band playing while Leonardo DiCaprio's Italian friend is trying to cut the lifeboat with his little pocket knife before the funnel falls on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Benjamin Guggenheim is sitting there in the Grand Circus with the brandy as the water's coming up the staircase with the look of, "Oh shit, I fucked up" on his face.
Mm-hmm.
That's TNA at this point. And EC3 gives 0 fucks, my friend. 0 fucks. And to be fair to TNA, they are treating like a man out the door. He's jobbing to everyone left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So that's what you do when you're about to fire someone, you job them out. You don't have them go 80-20 with Asuka.
Yeah. And again, here's the thing. With Lio, yeah, he made a tasteless joke. He made a non-apology, and a bunch of people jumped on him. And Marcel, I take your point very well. Half the folks who jumped at him didn't have room to say squat. Tessa Blanchard being someone who really should keep her mouth shut also says something. But on the flip side of that, you also have to think, when you've done something so bad that Tessa Blanchard is jumping on your back, you've really fucked up.
Yeah, you did. But I just think you're chasing likes.
Well, I think also
I just think you're chasing likes, and I think it's way more mature and way more helpful to take a guy to the side and talk to him one-on-one or one-on-two.
I think
be like, "Hey, kid, you fucked up."
I think a lot of people were also,
not to say it didn't happen. I don't know.
A lot of people were coming from a state of raw emotion there. I think that speaks to just how liked and well respected Emma was in the locker room. That so many people, fucking Bray Wyatt of all people, got on this kid on Twitter.
Oh no! No, Bray, the gimmick, No.
I mean, he did it in a very Bray way of saying something to the effect of, "You won't survive with the wolves."
Okay, well, fine. Oh, that's a little okay. Good. You didn't just come straight out and be like, "You dick." Good. Okay, good. I feel better now.
Yeah, but it was like.
Don't forget here with Lio, we're dealing with the same guy who asked an indie promoter for a video of a match he worked for their promotion.
Yeah, who
explicitly told that promoter he wasn't going to put that video up anywhere. Uploaded it to YouTube / the Lio Rush Wrestling Network, and then he got pissed when the promoter called him out for it.
Yeah.
So we're not dealing with the sharpest knife in the drawer here.
Yeah, the kid's 22. He definitely does not have the right judgment in place for being someone that's going to be on TV on the regular. But I mean, at least Regal's tweet definitely indicates that management is behind him and wants him to do well.
No.
So
it would not surprise me, because this business is not like your business or my business. It would not surprise me if he has heat at all. But he did make a half-assed effort to apologize. So, whatever. My bigger problem is that he's does nothing for me in the ring.
Yeah.
So, by the way, someone else pointed this out. Did you love the referee yelling at him to turn to the hard cam?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Hard cam.
Hard cam. Hard cam. Like, we joke about it. It took Nakamura a year to learn the hard cam. Har. Like, I guess apparently it's a thing. How the hell? Although nowadays for Raw and SmackDown, you just look at where there are no people because there's so few people going to these shows. They're moving everybody away from the hard cam.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank goodness for Jessica Carr for doing her job there of getting that right.
Yeah.
For him because he needed it there.
Oh, that was pretty great.
Yeah.
Example number 1,423. The professional wrestling is its own fucking world, dude.
Yeah, for real.
So, its own universe. All right. Power struggle. Yeah. Chris, the show was like Sunday morning, right? Like early Sunday morning our time.
3 a.m. Eastern time.
So 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Hopefully
I will say this.
Heat by then. It's cold in here.
This card, there's only one match on this card that I am actively just saying yeah about.
Let me see if I can guess which one it is.
Almost everything on this card is great.
I have a guess as to which one it is.
Which one do you think it is?
I think you are all out on Suzuki Gun versus Kawato, Juice
Nope.
Liger, Kushida, and Tiger Mask. Oh,
nope.
Then you're out on Chaos versus LIJ?
No, God, no.
Oh. You're out on Bullet Club versus Tenkozy and Togi Makabe?
Yes.
What?
That's the one I'm out on.
Tenkozy's awesome.
I know they are, but
I love Tenkozy.
Tenkozy and Makabe having to work opposite fucking Chase Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Yujiro Takahashi?
Yeah, but I'm okay with that.
Fuck that. That's like
okay, because it's Tenkozy.
That's the dregs of the Bullet Club talent.
Yeah, where is?
That's the bottom of the coffee pot. Will burn the inside of your mouth if you drink it.
Yeah. Where's Guerrillas of Destiny and the Bucks and everyone else? The Bucks are in the tag match.
Yeah.
Early. Dragon Lee and Teton. Yeah. That should be awesome. Where's Guerrillas of Destiny?
Excuse me. I think that there's reports going around that Tama Tonga's injured. I'm not sure.
That sucks.
But
He's got the only good abs of anyone in the Pacific Islands.
Yeah, right. But
all right, let's go through this.
That's just what I've heard.
Oh, first of all, who's Switchblade? Let's get that out of the way.
I'm praying to God that it's Jay White.
I'm thinking it's Sami Callihan.
I really wish that it would be Jay White.
I'm thinking it's Sami Callihan.
I know.
I'm pretty certain it's Sami Callihan, and I'll tell you why. I think it's Sami Callihan, and it has to do with the AEW show I'm going to in February. Naito is working a few North American indies in February. Glory Pro in St. Louis, PWR in Dayton, and AEW all in one weekend. I think he's doing PWR on Friday and February, AEW Saturday, Glory Pro Sunday.
February 16th in Dayton for Pro Wrestling Revolver, the 17th for AEW, the 18th for Glory Pro. Yes.
Okay. PWR is Sami Callihan's promotion. Glory Pro is Mike Elgin's promotion, and AEW is the one in Chicago, where Sami Callihan has been on every show for the past year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Tetsuya Naito is facing, wait for it, Sami Callihan. So I think Sami Callihan will be Switchblade, and it would not surprise me if there is some sort of interaction with them that could dovetail into a small New Japan thing. I don't think Switchblade will be Sami. I don't think Switchblade will be Tetsuya Naito's first feud once he wins the belt, and I think he wins the belt at the Dome.
Absolutely.
And I don't think Switchblade is his first feud, but it wouldn't shock me if in the tag matches the month after the Dome in January, it's Switchblade and someone else versus Naito and Bushi or something. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of tag team. Maybe he's part of the 5-on-5 tag team. You know, New Japan likes their tag teams.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if Switchblade is in a stable with Suzuki Gun and he faces off against Naito that way.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. I'm thinking it's Sami Callihan. He's growing on me. You know me. I was not a Sami Callihan fan, but he turned face at AEW. God willing, he doesn't have his screamy manager because that guy's just the dirt worst.
Yeah.
In New Japan, he as a face, his matches work better because he still does the crowd brawling and he still does the high spots and stuff. But he doesn't have just the unrepentant assholeness that just slows him down.
Fair.
So I don't know. We'll see. He's growing on me. I never thought it would happen. He had a great match against at the Jim Lyman last month.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just a big fan of Jay White in general.
I like Jay White too. Don't get me wrong. I would not be upset, but I think it's going to be Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
So
we shall see.
So David Finlay versus Katsuya Kitamura.
This is a big one. This is a big one because
big match.
Kitamura has been.
Kitamura is like
Kitamura and Kawato are the two. Awesome. Kitamura and Kawato are the two biggest standouts among the Young Lions group right now. And
Kitamura is
Kawato has already basically had his graduation, has been because he's already been stuck in with a lot of the main roster, quote unquote main roster New Japan guys recently. So Kitamura, I think this is going to be like his graduation match, and he's facing off against the guy who was last year fast tracked out of the dojo and has now been basically a mainstay among the main roster group for the past year, and is acquitting himself well and doing good work. So this is going to probably be like the proving ground to see how Kitamura is doing, and if he is able to graduate away from the "oh my god, I'm getting assaulted by Minoru Suzuki with a chair" group.
Yes, I like him. I think he's charismatic. I love his look, which shouldn't shock you.
He's Japanese Brock Lesnar with fangs.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
And David Finlay, I like a lot, and this should be a good, fun little opening match.
Yep.
I don't know. It's actually a pre-show match.
Yes, it is the pre-show.
Main event. Go on. Main card. Excuse me.
Yeah, main card. This is starting off with the.
And, to our WWE who listen to our show, one of the things New Japan does differently is they don't have the bullshit cooldown match between the semi-main event and the main event. Remember how at TLC there was AJ Finn and then there was the impromptu Elias, the main event.
Yeah,
New Japan don't do that. They just go straight one. It's like a UFC card. You have your pre-show, your preliminary matches, your mid-card matches, your main events. They all just build one after the other. They don't do the cool-down match or the popcorn match or any of the other stuff like that.
Yep.
So
they're serious.
It's just like a UFC card. By the way, UFC this weekend too. Not that we do that on the show, but George St. Pierre making his comeback after 4 years.
Nice.
So we have Power Struggle and UFC and Bound for Glory this weekend.
And we're not covering Bound for Glory at all because
neither one of us watch it. Neither one of us watch it.
Yeah.
Again, hour 3 of the Titanic.
Yep. So the main card starts off with a bang with Dragon Lee and Teton versus the Young Bucks.
Should be fun. Nothing wrong with a nice little 9-minute spot fest.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks wins. I think they're challenging for the titles of the Dome.
We'll see what happens later on in the card. That's really going to be the question. We'll get to that in a minute. Following that, we have a 10-man tag of Hirai Kawato, Juice Robinson, Jushin Thunder Liger, Kushida, and Tiger Mask 4 versus El Desperado, Taichi, Taka Michinoku, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Zack Sabre Jr. of Suzuki Gun.
Love me some Zack Sabre Jr., as you are well aware.
Yep.
Some guys in this match I can deal with. Jushin Liger, Kushida, obviously, Tiger Mask. Sure.
Kawato. It's like everybody on the face team I'm fine with, and then 60% of the Suzuki Gun team I'm fine with. So as long as we keep Taichi and Yoshinobu Kanemaru as much on the sidelines as possible.
I like El Desperado a lot. You're right there.
Yeah, Desperado's right fantastic.
He's very, very good.
Yeah.
I think something I want you to think about, and I don't know if we have time to go in it for this show. I think it's time that we shuffle up the stables in New Japan.
Yeah. No, we were talking about this
a little bit with front of the show down south. But I think like you have stables within stables. Like the only stable I love unequivocally is LIJ because it's 5 dudes.
Yeah, they know their shit. They got their shit right.
It's 5 dudes. It ain't. But the Bullet Club's way too fucking big.
Yeah.
And you have Elite and Kenny who are a little more serious when they're not making their videos, and you have Tamatonga and his brother who are trying to be like the OG Bullet Club, and you have Cody doing his thing, and Suzuki Gun is just large, and Suzuki Gun has Minoru Suzuki, El Desperado, Taichi, Takami Kinochu, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Zack Sabre Jr., and Killer Elite Squad.
And Iizuka.
And maybe Switchblade.
And maybe Switchblade.
That's a lot of fucking men for a mid-card stable.
Yeah.
Like, you could break off, like, a few people from Suzuki Gun, a few people from the Bullet Club, and a few people from Chaos, and have yourself a new stable.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't Hiroki Goto lead a stable? Why not? Why couldn't Zack Sabre lead a stable?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what we have, the stables are not going away in New Japan. It's just how Gato does things. And I'm okay with that. I like the stables. But, like, why couldn't we get one more to kind of freshen things up?
Mm-hmm.
So, you called for it earlier. You wanted the Elite to leave Bullet Club.
Oh yeah, I did. I still do.
So,
but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm starting to lose some of my steam on them doing a match for the the rights to Bullet Club at the Dome, because they don't seem to be building that well. I mean,
no,
they had 3 separate things this year of Kenny having, like, arguments with members of the Bullet Club. First it was with Cody, then it was Tamatanga, now currently it's Marty Scurll. But even still, I don't see them wresting leadership from him right now when they're at the fucking top of their game. And Bullet Club merch is selling like hotcakes at Hot Topic. So
yeah, and everywhere else.
Yeah, so I don't think that they go for that angle.
I mean, every time you pan the card at a WWE show, you see a guy in a Bullet Club shirt.
Yeah. So.
I still think we're getting Omega Ibushi at the Dome. I think that's where
that might be that. I'm starting to come around as that being the possible direction of it.
I think that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Bullet Club. Speaking of,
yeah,
Chase Owens, Cody, and Yujiro versus Ten Cozy, my boys, Hiroshi Tenzan and Satoshi Kojima and Togi Makabe.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of going on this match.
There's one thing
this Bullet Club trio is just death.
Yeah, this is the dregs. But here's one thing that will make me very happy if it happens in this match. I don't know if we're anywhere close to this, but if we get a Tomoaki Honma return at the end of this match, I would be all in for it.
Hell yeah.
I hope we do. I don't know if we're going to, but I hope we do. Next up, we've got the finals of the Super Junior Tag Tournament. We have Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo versus ACH and Ryusuke Taguchi. Their team name is Super 69. Go ahead and laugh about that all you want.
Nice. Did you watch? I watched Sho and Yo versus Kushida and Hirai Kawato. Did you watch this match?
I'm still getting caught up on some of that stuff. I'm way behind on New Japan.
It was pretty damn great, brother Chris.
Oh yeah. Everything.
Do you want me to talk about it, or do you want me to?
Go right ahead. Yeah,
great storytelling match. I thought Kawato was the star of this match, and he reminded me of a young Kushida.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying about him. He's got that.
Yeah,
he's got that same drive and that same charisma.
You see the ability. You see how much the fans get behind him and want him to win. He's the babyest babyface who ever babyfaced.
Yep.
He did all the big moves until he lost to the backstabber and the 3K finisher.
Yeah.
It was like 13 minutes. It was great. Fun match.
Yeah.
4 stars. What's not to like?
Exactly.
I love Hirai Kawato. I love Kitamura. I love these young lions.
Yeah.
Which is why we're about to have 2 young lions graduate to be full-time New Japan guys. Plus Switchblade. Plus whomever else they bring over. Right? Like, this company's fucking bloated, Chris.
It is.
I mean, they're basically running 2 full-time touring brands at this point. You have the Naito Tour and the Okada Tour.
Yeah.
And it's still. And they have all these tag matches, and it's still super bloated. People talking like, oh, I'm going to leave WWE and go work in New Japan. No, you're not. I don't think you are, unless you're like Reigns or something. If you're WWE mid-Carter who wants to leave WWE because you don't like it there, God bless. But I don't think you're going to go to New Japan anytime soon.
Yeah.
If you're Curtis Axel getting fired tomorrow, I don't want him to get fired. I don't think New Japan is an option for a Curtis Axel type.
No.
Darren Young ain't going to New Japan anytime soon. There's just too many people.
No.
There's too many bodies.
Yeah, it really is. New Japan as the problem. The more significant reason behind it, though, and this is something that WWE inadvertently brings on themselves, but New Japan just has this problem naturally. The performers last for fucking ever in New Japan.
Yeah,
nobody goes away for retirement. Because,
that's another thing. This show is so stacked that other than Tenzan and Kojima, there's no dads.
And Liger and Tiger Mask too.
Which Tiger Mask is it?
It's Tiger Mask 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no
Nagata. There's no
Nakanishi. There's no
Nakanishi.
You know, so
Makabe is also one of the dads too. But yeah, it's like
there's no Yuji Nagata.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this isn't even a full show. There's no Gorillas of Destiny like we discussed.
Yeah,
like
you
could have had another match.
This is the last.
You could have had Gorillas of Destiny versus Nakanishi and Nagata and had another match.
Yeah.
Like
a match that we've seen before and is an excellent match.
Yeah, because Nagata's the freaking man. Zack Saber's favorite wrestler.
Yep.
As he told me at AEW last week or 2 weeks ago.
He is the dude.
Yeah. Well, Zack Saber's like, I love watching Yuji Nagata. And he had an awesome G1. Yeah. Dude, Yuji Nagata, who had like the third best G1 this summer of anybody, is not on this card. Like, that's how deep New Japan is.
Yeah.
And they're only getting deeper. And almost too deep. There's too many bodies.
Yeah. And not only did he have like one of the best G1s of anybody in the field, but he also just had a huge anniversary tour dedicated to him for, I think, either his 25th or his 30th anniversary of being an in-ring performer.
Yeah.
They had like a string of 4 or 5 shows all dedicated to him, and he was in the main event of every single one.
Yeah.
Dude is
so
awesome.
Who do you think is winning this match? Show and Yo?
Yeah, I don't see
ACH
coming to the Dome.
I like ACH as the Ricochet fill-in.
Yes,
and I like that a lot. He's about 80%. He's about 80% as good as Ricochet.
Yeah, but he's 80% in ring, but he's also about 50% better in character work than Ricochet is,
and 400% better on the mic.
Yeah, so
400 times 0 is still 0. Ricochet is it doesn't matter in New Japan, unless, I mean, you don't have to be good at cutting promos. It helps, but the ace of New Japan doesn't cut promos. His boss does.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega cuts them in Japanese for the heat. I mean, the only one in New Japan who cuts good promos is Tetsuya Naito.
Yep.
Tetsuya Naito. You know,
because he's good at everything.
Because he's good at he's a rock star.
Yes.
But like. And Tanahashi does too after shows. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
And we'll get there at the end.
Yeah.
But like Okada doesn't cut promos, and it's okay.
Well,
so,
he cuts like half promos. Like Geto does the first half of it, and then Okada does the rest.
I'm telling you, my dream is for Vince to be Roman Reigns' hype man.
I know.
It would be pounded on the mat, and cutting promos after the show. I'm telling you, Vince's Roman's hype guy would be awesome.
That would be the both simultaneously the best and the worst thing would be Okada with Geto versus Roman with Vince, because you'd have the alternating yells of "Come on, big dog!" and "Come on, Raymond!"
Yeah, it would be
back and forth. That would be all the noise you'd hear. You
just
wouldn't
pounding on the corner, the mat in the corner. Yeah, it would be.
You would not hear a thing from either Okada or Roman the whole match. It would be all Geto and Vince
yelling at each other.
Oh my god.
Where are we? Oh yeah. I don't know. I like showing Yo a lot. I love ACH, and Taguchi's fine for what he is.
I don't think fine. You're gonna have either way. I think you'll end up having a great Dome match, whether it's a rematch of this one or Yo facing somebody else.
What do you think the Dome match is?
I think you were right in saying that it'll be Sho and Yo versus the Young Bucks.
It'll be fine.
Which I think is fine.
If we get the serious Young Bucks who play a wolf and man, like we got at the G1 finals, where they were like the revival with long hair, it was great. If we get the fuck around Young Bucks, it'll be the fuck around match.
Did the Bucks face the Tempura Boys during the G1 special in Long Beach? I don't remember.
I think so.
Because I was going to say, if they have history, because I know the Tempura Boys were also with Ring of Honor. So if we go into this with the Young Bucks like thinking that we're still facing the Tempura Boys, yada yada yada, being assholes, and then Show and Yo just come out the blocks.
Night one, okay, the Bucks. Night one, they were in the 5-way or the 10-way to open the show against Chaos. Beretta, Briscoe, Rocky Romero, and Will Ospreay against Bad Luck Fale, Marty Scurll, the Bucks, and Yujiro. And then night 2 was what the hell were they? Did they do anything night 2?
I think they were just in Cody's hype corner. Night 2.
That was with Kenny Omega against Mike Elgin. Night 1.
Yeah. Night 1 was the Cody.
Oh yeah. They beat Roppongi Vice. That's right, in the Roppongi Vice retirement match.
Yeah.
Where they hit the super belt. Where they hit the super Meltzer. That's right. The
Roppongi Vice announces their retirement match. Yeah.
Yeah, the Roppongi Vice breakup match, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
if we get the serious Bucks, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
For the Dome against Show and Yo.
What I'm hoping for is that, like, because I'm sure that they got to have some history from Show and Yo's tour with Ring of Honor. What I'm hoping for is that, we get the Bucks coming in being, stupid and being, playful young Bucks, thinking that they're underestimating Show and Yo, and then Show and Yo just come out the blocks and fucking murder, death kill them. And then the Bucks are forced to revert to serious young Bucks, and then we get an actual match.
See, that is a template that works, that the Young Bucks have done before. Yeah. I have seen them on house shows, at Ring of Honor shows against the Briscoes, where they were fuck around Young Bucks, and then Jay Briscoe mauled one of them, and it was, oh my God, it's time for us to stop being fuck around Young Bucks and start being serious Young Bucks. The match was great. So that will not surprise me as a template, because that is something they have used before to great success. Yeah. So, 10-man.
I love all of these. I love this whole thing.
Yeah, all 10 of this should be great.
Yeah.
Chaos, Gedo, who's probably taking the pin because that's what Gedo does.
Yes.
Hiroki Goto, Kaz Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi versus the entirety of Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Let it be known.
Evil.
Yes.
Hiromu Takahashi, Sanada, and Tetsuya Naito.
Let it be known today. There was a flash sale on Pro Wrestling Tees today. 15% off your order to celebrate one of the owner's birthday or something. I don't know what it was. But I got myself a shirt today. It says, "Everything is evil."
I saw Evil back when he was Watanabe in Ring of Honor on his excursion. And, I love the excursion system. I really love it. It really helps guys just develop a character and develop a gimmick and develop. It's like it's why people go on student teaching.
Yeah,
same concept. I love it. I love when guys go to Europe and wrestle like Europeans. Like you see Takahashi do it still when he went to Europe. I love when guys go to Mexico and get that swagger like Naito did when those fucks were making fun of his slanty eyes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he turned it around. They turned it around at them with the eye-opening gimmick. And it's because he's so fucking charismatic. I love the excursion. It'll never happen in a million years because of the way the company works. But it would be great for WWE to do that, to do a New Japan style. You're going to work in the Performance Center for 3 years or whatever, and then you're going to work NXT, the Laurel Loop a bunch, which is like the Young Lions do with the New Japan dads. Comparable, but not 100%, but comparable. And then we're going to send you to Progress for 6 months. We're going to send you to WXW, or we're going to send you to All Japan, or whomever. Just there's so much good wrestling that's done in such a style that's so different that why not immerse yourself, even if only so you could say, I don't want to do this. Yeah. But we talked about
figure it out. Yeah.
We talked about this last week, the difference between a big-time New Japan match and a slash indie match and a big-time WWE match with the AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Yeah. There are different wrestling styles. Some are good, some are bad. I still maintain that no one does a big match like the WWE when everyone's on it. Nobody has a presentation like that in terms of the videos and the lights and the pyro. Well, not anymore. And as great as a New Japan match is, there's something special about a big time WWE match in a dome. in a full dome. So, like, this is not going to be me just bitching at WWE. The problem is they do that like 3 times a year. Like it's happened twice this year.
Yeah.
With AJ and Cena, and Brock and Goldberg.
Yeah. The problem is that WWE overdoes it too much. Like,
and
they don't know the balance.
Those 4 guys are part-timers.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't know the balance. That's the problem. They don't understand like when too much is too much. And that's always been their problem. They don't know when to stop. It's like they just have to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until finally it's just like, okay, this is too much. We can't friggin' we can't process this anymore. It's like the beer companies that like just keep adding more hops and more hops and more hops and more hops to their beer until you get to the point where it's like, okay, the human tongue can no longer like properly register the bitterness level of your product.
I hate Happy Beer.
Yeah. It's like
the beer was. I hate Happy Beer so much.
I don't drink beer, but my roommate goes off about that topic.
The pale ale, 90-minute pale ale. Fuck that. Beer should be. You know what I like? I drink Corona because if it's good enough for Dominic Toretto, it's good enough for me.
Good answer.
That's what I drink Corona out of a can because I am hardcore.
I drink rum and tequila.
Good for you. Good for you. What was I going to say?
That's all I've got.
What was I going to say? Shit.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, we were on the tangent.
Oh, yes, here we go. Okay. So, one of the members of the Voices of Wrestling podcast, a guy named Rich, goes to AEW. And we've met, we've talked a few times, and we follow each other on Twitter, and he said on his podcast that the WWE star-making machine is broken. And I think that's a really good way of putting it.
Yep.
Like, the New Japan star-making machine ain't broken. Kitamura and Kawato are coming down the pipe.
Yep.
Like, this Chaos and LIJ 10-man should be a lot of fun. I sincerely hope, and I would be surprised if Okada and Naito have more than a minute's worth of interaction in the ring.
Yeah.
Just enough, just a nice little appetizer.
Yeah.
A little egg roll, before your Mongolian beef gets there. Yeah. Just enough, to whet your appetite for the Dome. Because after this, it's Dome season.
Yeah.
Dome season starts in earnest. It's the last major show before the Dome. The Dome is 2 months and 2 days from tonight.
Yeah. We've got the rest of the year for New Japan is World Tag League and build up to the Dome.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
That's it. It's Dome season. Yeah. For our WWE fans, it's like February and March.
Yeah.
It's, so I hope Okada and Naito do not do much in this match, if anything.
No. I imagine that whenever Okada tags in and Naito is in, Naito's going to do the whole tranquilo, and then just tag in Sonata or something.
Sure. Or it would be even cooler if Naito, cheap shots him. You know what I mean? Like a dives on him or something. But there will not be a lot of interaction. Yeah. And Gedo is taking the pin because that's what he does in this match.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Absolutely.
He's here. He's here to take the pin. And he should. When you look at these 10 guys, he's far and away the lowest in the pecking order.
Yes. Despite being the head booker of the company.
There are some bookers. Sorry. My asthma was acting up. There are some bookers, Triple H, who put themselves over.
Yeah.
There are some bookers, Vince McMahon in 1998, who don't mind showing ass. One of the latter.
Yeah.
Minoru Suzuki versus Toru Yano.
In a never openweight championship bull rope death match.
This match is going to be either one of two things: pure and total shit, or pure and total shit but funny. I think it's gonna be the latter because speaking of guys,
going to be the latter.
Speaking of guys who have no problem showing ass, Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
And Toru Yano just always beats him.
Yeah. I will say this. For a guy who portrays a psychopath, a sociopath on TV, Minoru Suzuki is remarkably generous.
Yeah. He doesn't mind. You have a good way of putting it.
He does not buy into his own stock, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing for a 48-year-old former MMA fighter.
Yeah, the only problem is that strap matches are usually just terrible. Whatever, bull rope death matches, strap matches, whatever. They're just usually
49. Yeah, he's 49. Yeah,
they're usually pretty bad.
Yeah, no, of course. But I mean, they'll find a way to make it work. I'm sure that it'll end up being like Toriano's going to try and like tie him up in the bull rope or something.
Yeah, and then sell a DVD.
Yeah, but it'll be what it is. I mean, and that being like because these last 6 matches on the card. Like that being the one match that's going to be like a little bit of a lighthearted thing.
Yeah. If this match goes more than like 8 minutes, if this match goes more than like 12 minutes, there's a problem.
Yeah.
This match should be quick, in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the fun.
Here we go.
Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
These two had a hellacious match at the Best of Super Juniors. Yes, ended with an ass cutter into the chicken wing. By the way, Will Ospreay, by the way, is on my ballot for most outstanding wrestler, which we'll talk about at the end of the year.
Yeah,
we'll probably do the ballot show right around Christmas because it's the Dave's calendar is December to December for some stupid reason. But we'll just make ours a year-long ballot, a year January to January. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there are any major shows the last week of December, so I imagine nothing crazy is going to happen.
Yeah.
So whatever the last WWE pay-per-view in December is.
I think it's Clash of Champions.
Which I think is early December, right? Like December.
I believe so.
So we'll just do our show ballot. We'll do our show ballot after that. Because I imagine, there won't be anything earth-shattering from December 15th on,
Yeah.
And I want to get it in before the Dome. That's why. I want to get it submitted before, because the 2 guys, 1 sport before the Dome is going to be the Dome preview. The 2 guys, 1 sport after the Dome is going to be the Dome recap, and then after that, you're getting into the Royal Rumble, and I don't want to get bogged down with 2017 stuff when we're doing the Royal Rumble preview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So, late December is a good time to do the show ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ospreay is going to be on my ballot for most outstanding. I don't know if he'll make the final cut because we're doing the show ballot, but he's had an unbelievable year, Chris. He has. I've been singing his praises for a long time. He has not been. He's been selling. He's been, psychology, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
he brought it together. Yeah, for sure.
I have no doubt. That he will have a great match with Marty Scurll here. And Marty Scurll does nothing for me.
Yeah.
But I have no doubt that Will Ospreay.
I am not a Marty Scurll apologist for sure, but
no.
Yeah, Will is going to make this into a great match for sure. This
should be a fun match, and I am excited for it.
Yeah.
I think Will wins, and God willing, he faces Takahashi at the Dome in a one-on-one match. That's all I want, man. That's all I want.
Will versus Hiromu.
Kushida, no Marty Scurll, no El Desperado. None of y'all fucks. I want Will. I want Catman. That's it. I want an Os Cutter on Daryl. I don't ask for much. That's all I want. I don't ask for much.
I would say a Robinson special on Daryl is more likely, and I think that would actually be more impactful.
But actually, you know what I really want? I really don't want Daryl. I want the Time Bomb.
I know.
I want the Time Bomb back. That's what I miss. I want the Time Bomb who's dangerous and uses his body as the Sunset Flip power bombs.
Yeah.
And doesn't. I don't want to.
That's the thing, though. He's been incorporating that aspect of things.
By the way, this is like the 1-year anniversary of the Time Bomb.
Yes.
Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want Hiromu Takahashi heel and Will Ospreay tweener face is what I want.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
sorry.
LIJ doesn't get
season, dude.
LIJ does not get booed though. That's the thing. LIJ does not get booed anymore.
You're right, but it doesn't mean they can't act heelish.
Yeah, no, of course.
That's what I want. I want the Time Bomb who wrestled Kushida last year at the Dome.
Yeah.
So against Will Ospreay, who's having the year of his life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got any thoughts on this match?
You pretty much covered it. It's going to be
Chris. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about.
Right? It's gonna be Will's match to lose and Will's match to make great. And I have a feeling
I have no doubt he will. The role he is on. Have you seen the Australia match he had? That's on YouTube.
I've heard about it against Robbie Eagles.
Yeah, it's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, no, I've been meaning to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I keep singing the praises, and I mean, obviously, Robbie Eagles. That's for those who aren't aware. Robbie Eagles is Madison Eagles' husband, and Madison Eagles, as we all know, is the progenitor of every great Australian female wrestler that has appeared in the last 15 years. So
she's pretty great.
She is something special.
And Will Ospreay has basically moved. Not basically, he has moved to Australia and said, "I'm going to make this place into indie heaven."
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
his
the funny thing is that Australia already was indie heaven, and now it's just like he's trying to help put more on the map, and rightfully so.
It's even more funny. Apparently, Australia was like the place to be in like the 60s and 70s, in terms of professional wrestling, and then it just fell apart. And now a few people, Miss Eagles, Young Will, Robbie Eagles, are trying to bring that back, which makes me happy because history makes me happy.
We'll get back into Australia a little bit later when we talk about Progress Chapter 56. So I got a few things to say about that.
Let's wrap this up real quick. Kenny Omega versus Beretta. Yeah. Another in the long line of Kenny Omega matches that don't have an obvious conclusion.
Yeah, there's no way Beretta's winning the title here, but I think that this will be a nice way for Beretta to show what he's most capable of, because this is going to be his first match against first singles match against a truly capable in-ring worker among the upper echelon of New Japan talent. And I think he's going to bring his A game. I think he's going to come to impress. I would not be surprised if Beretta makes a great showing of this and makes Kenny work for it.
Agreed. I hope we get Black Pants Omega, not Colorful Pants Omega. I hope Omega has his work boots on.
For sure.
Because I like Beretta a lot, and I like him in this heavyweight role. And I thought he was kind of wasted away as a junior tag guy.
Yeah.
And I think he can be an evil doppelganger in terms of someone who is a upper mid-carder who can pop up and main event a show against the champ in a one-off.
Yeah.
I think he can absolutely do that role.
Yeah.
But the filling that role next year will either be Sonata or Beretta, by the way. One of the two.
Yeah.
So.
Or possibly both. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of them getting that subtle push. That Evil got this year.
That's what this company is. They slow burn the shit out of everything, Chris.
And they do it right too. They do it well.
They do. They slow burn everything. So, main events.
Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kota Ibushi.
Excited for this match. I cannot think of the last time Tanahashi has main evented a non-G1. Actually, a non-G1. Actually, I don't think he main evented G1s this year. Naito was in his block.
Well, didn't he have the match against wasn't the match against Zack Sabre also a main event match?
Was it the main event? Or was it the same day? Was it the same day as the Ibushi Naito match?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, when's the last time Tanahashi main evented a non-G1? A year? And here he is, main eventing an 8,000 person show.
Yeah.
Question is, does he lose?
No.
Okay. Do you think we're getting Ibushi and Omega for the U.S. belt? Or do you think we're getting Ibushi and Omega for the Intercontinental belt? Or do you think we're getting it for like a unification? Or what?
I don't think we get. No, we don't. They're not going to do a unification less than 6 months after introducing the U.S. title.
Too bad, because that's a hideous looking belt.
It is. It really is. I think Ibushi loses here. I would not be surprised to see Ibushi Omega at the Dome.
Neither would I.
As far as Tanahashi goes, there's a couple of routes you could go here. I wouldn't in terms of things I would not be surprised to see. I would not be surprised to see the thing I think is most likely, and the thing that I am least excited for, is a Cody Rhodes challenge.
Oh.
That's the thing I expect to see, and I will hate every second of it, but that's what I expect to see. The other possibilities are one of the middle chaos guys like Goto or Ishii or Juice Robinson. Those are the people I would expect to see making a challenge to Tanahashi.
What about Minoru Suzuki?
No, because he's retaining the Never Belt, and I don't know who's going to challenge him at the Dome. But I imagine somebody's going to be challenging him. Probably one of the guys I named who does not make the challenge to Tanahashi will make the challenge to Minoru.
I think our top 3 singles matches at the Dome are pretty obvious at this point. Okada Naito, duh.
Yeah.
Takahashi, Ospreay, and Ibushi Omega. I think that's. I don't know what you do with Tanahashi. Like, maybe. I mean, does Tanahashi Ishii thrill you?
I think it could.
I mean, the match itself be fine. The match itself be fine. I mean, does Tanahashi Zack Sabre Jr. thrill you?
We've seen it too recently for them to do that.
Exactly.
I don't
does
see
Tanahashi Minoru Suzuki thrill you?
I don't think that they do title versus title.
Neither do I. What about if they really want to go all in with with Beretta or Sonata? Does Tanahashi Sonata thrill you?
I don't think they start the year with that. I think, and also, I mean, I don't know what if
I think Cody Rhodes is it, unless they do someone else in Chaos, like Goto or Ishii, or even
like I said, Juice. Like I said, like I think that those are your options right now. I think that Juice and Tanahashi are in the same stable, so I think what we end up getting is I think we get Cody versus Tanahashi, which is terrible, but you do what you got to do, and then I mean we saw Suzuki Goto and Suzuki Ishii in the G1. I think Minoru won both of those matches.
I believe.
What's G1 2017? Let me pull this up.
Who did Tanahashi lose to in the G1 besides Sabre?
He lost to Ibushi, he lost to Naito, and he lost to ZSJ. That was it.
So he could face Ibushi for the Intercontinental. Has he faced Ibushi for the Intercontinental?
He's facing him at this show.
Oh, not. Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you. I thought you said Ishii. I'm sorry.
Ibushi,
I'm sorry. I misheard you.
That's all right. No, actually, no. I'm actually incorrect. Suzuki did not face any of those guys. Well, Suzuki did face Juice Robinson in the G1 and beat him. So we're not going to get that. But we didn't see Suzuki Ishii or Suzuki Goto. So either of those could be. Yeah,
either of those for the never open weight could be fine.
Yeah. Another guy who we haven't talked about is Bad Luck Fale, who we could see because I don't
think he's in a singles match though.
I
don't think you're wasting a Tanahashi Dome match against Bad Luck Fale.
No, but you could put Suzuki against Fale.
Okay.
I mean, I would not be thrilled by it. Also, another guy.
What about one of the dads? What about like Nagata?
Well, the other thing I was going to say is we could cash in Elgin's G1 win over Suzuki for Elgin to face Suzuki. I don't remember if they've had a match since then, though. They might have. Oh no, they did. They had a match on one of the Road to Destruction shows or something. Facing each other. So I don't know. It's too early to say, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, Takahashi's kind of out there, and I can't imagine he won't get a singles match. I don't think he's getting buried in a Taguchi Japan tag.
Who?
Tanahashi.
No. Tanahashi. I'm talking about Suzuki right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
No, Tanahashi. I'm
Tanahashi's getting a singles match.
Yeah, I'm calling Tanahashi Cody as the match. That's what I'm making the prediction now for that.
I think that's pretty good. A good limb for you to go out on, my friend.
Yeah.
So your top four then, if that happens: Okada Naito, Ibushi Omega, Takahashi Ospreay, Tanahashi Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
That's not a bad. That ain't bad. They ain't like last year, but they lost Suzuki. They lost Shibata, so that kind of sucks. But that ain't. I mean that ain't bad. That ain't a bad top. That ain't a bad top four.
Yeah.
Especially if we get a super fast 18-minute Takahashi Ospreay junior match, and Tanahashi's still an expert storyteller, and Cody is fine. He's just fine, but he'll be fine enough. Bushi Omega will be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the main event is going to be the coronation of Tetsuya Naito, God willing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be standing there doing yes, like I did at WrestleMania 30.
At 8 o'clock in the morning on no sleep.
On a Wednesday, whatever. Yeah, I may take the day off of work. We'll see. I got some PTO left. So.
I mean, that's the beginning of the year, so I would think I would refresh for you, wouldn't it? It's a Thursday.
Yeah. It's a Thursday? Oh, even better. Yeah. Middle of the week slow for me. I may take that day off.
Yeah, go for it. Let's talk NXT.
Sure.
Well, actually, no.
War Games.
Let's do Progress first, then we'll talk NXT. I'll run through Progress real quick. We'll just blast through that. Chapter 56, a couple of notable happenings. Keith Lee and Travis Banks had a ridiculous match for the Progress World Championship that Travis Banks won. But if you saw any of the pictures afterwards, Travis Banks' chest looked like it had been put through a meat tenderizer. It was awful, but that's what happens when you have Keith Lee double slapping you across the chest with his giant Virginia ham-sized hands.
Yeah.
So, but
hooks.
I've heard great things about the match. Another match that I heard great things about is Charlie Evans versus Toni Storm for the Progress Women's Championship. Toni Storm won the match, but we were talking about Australian wrestling there. There you go. Two female Australians wrestling for the biggest women's title in the UK right now, and they tore the house down. Charlie Evans is only 20 years old, and she's already getting rave reviews around the world. I predict that she's going to have an amazing career for many years to come, and Toni Storm obviously is one of the best female wrestlers in the world.
Oh, she's top notch.
Yeah. So that's a match I'm definitely highly recommending to people if you are looking for something to watch from Progress. The most intriguing news, though, was not even something from a match, but rather the aftermath of a match. Following a tag team match where British Strong Style defeated David Starr and Jack Sexsmith, after the match, who should come out to the ring and beat the crap out of David Starr and Jack Sexsmith with chairs, but Mr. Jimmy Havoc and Mr. Mark Haskins. Putting aside their differences and their long-running feud that has spanned through every kind of match imaginable, the two of them, assisted by Mark Haskins' wife Vicky and a very big spiky stick, put the boots to Starr and Sexsmith. And
he, as Mark Haskins' life coach / cornerman, is the best.
Oh God, she's amazing. If I were a woman, I would aspire to be Vicky Haskins in every way of my life.
I aspire to be Vicky Haskins, and I'm a man. Vicky Haskins is awesome.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. Yeah, I aspire to be Vicky Haskins regardless of gender. She's fucking amazing. Yeah. Yeah, there are pictures circulating of the three of them all around Twitter, and I am incredibly excited by every single one of them. The sight of Vicky Haskins, especially holding that giant spiky bat, that's something else for the world. So I'm excited to see what that stable is. I'm really hoping that stable is called Entropy, because they've been tweeting things about how a closed system inevitably leads to chaos, which is the physics definition of entropy. So
taking me back to 10th grade physics.
Yep. I'm really hoping that that's the name of the stable, and I hope that they continue to run rampant as heels for a very long time to come. Especially now that British Strong Style just, without any sort of provocation or anything, turned face in Progress. So now we have this new heel stable to run amok, and I predict it will be incredible because, Jimmy Havoc is one of the best, Mark Haskins is one of the best, and Vicky Haskins is one of the best. So I do like that it's Haskins, Havoc, Haskins for an HHH.
The man with 3 H's.
Yep. Even the man with 3 H's would be impressed with the burial of that young talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the news out of Progress. Chapter 56 looks like it was an excellent show, which I didn't even get to any of the other matches. There was also a hellacious Progress Atlas Division Championship match between Walter and Wolfgang, and a lot of other good stuff. So Progress is doing well right now. All props to them. I'm definitely going to be signing up for Demand Progress as soon as money allows. Moving on now, War Games.
War Games.
It was officially announced this week on this week's episode of NXT via a fiery William Regal promo following a 9-person brawl at the end of the show. Undisputed Era, Sanity, The Office of Pain, and Roderick Strong.
These rules are fucked up, dude.
Going crazy there. I full disclosure, I have never seen any of the War Games matches from the 90s, so I do not know.
You're missing out. The 92 one. Really damn great.
I read the rules here, but I've never seen them.
Well, normally they're one team versus another team. There was one from 98 that was a 3-way, 3 different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, it was just 5-on-5, and the heels would always have a man advantage. Normally it was you started with 2 guys who then via quote coin flip, that the heel team always won. The heel team would get a guy in, and then the face team would get a guy in. So you had 2-on-1, then 2-on-2, then 3-on-2, then 3-on-3, and then after everyone was in the ring, you had a match.
Mm-hmm.
And the first guy to be submitted lost.
Or surrender.
No pins. Tap or snap.
Mm-hmm.
His team lost. That was it. Real easy. Now you have a member of each team will start the match. There will be 3 separate shark cages near the entryway that the other wrestlers are put up in. After 5 minutes, the remaining 2 members from one team will be let out of their cage and into the ring. So after 5 minutes, one team will have 3 members, and each other team will have 1 member each. That seems very strange to me, my friend.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that.
Like, it's very bizarre. Yeah. Also, this pinfall shit aggravates me, but whatever.
Can I just say, does WWE have some sort of like a backseat endorsement deal with Discovery that everything has to be a shark cage now? Like, do they really need like that much of an endorsement for Shark Week? Like, come on, guys. Shark cages doesn't need to be the thing. It doesn't need to be freaking shark cages every time.
Exactly. I'm with you there, my friend. Yeah, I am curious to see this match. I have no doubt the match itself will be good. It's a takeover match. Takeovers have delivered. Yeah. This year.
I mean,
without exception.
This whole takeover card right now is excellent from top to bottom. I mean, let's look over this takeover card. We've got, first match on the card is the best feud running in the company right now. Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
I mean, when you're starting the show, I mean, there's a possibility that they may add another match. But when so far the first match on the show is the best feud in the company, you're definitely doing something right. And that match is going to be insanely good. I have no doubt. And then you've got the women's Fatal 4-Way featuring 4 of the best female wrestlers in the world right now. You can't go wrong there. Then you've got the men's title between Drew McIntyre and Andrade Cien Almas, who are both at the top of their game and looking absolutely spectacular in every aspect of things, along with, which is to say nothing of the amazing work that Zelina Vega's been doing. She's only going to add to the match and make it even better. And then you've got War Games, which is going to be a spectacle that will surely outshine the TLC main event in terms of quality and execution.
No argument here.
So
would not surprise me if NXT was better than Survivor Series.
Absolutely, I have no doubt.
And I am excited for that 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. So which we'll get to next week, probably 2 weeks.
Next week they should have most of the teams sorted out. We do know that.
For you. Speaking of next week, why are they hot-shotting AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal? And more importantly, does this now mean AJ's off the Survivor Series team and Rusev? It took his place because next week they were supposed to have AJ Rusev. But now they're having AJ Jinder for the belt. So
I don't know.
Does that mean Rusev wins via forfeit? Does that mean we're supposed to just forget that he and AJ are supposed to have a match? Did Jinder finally fail a wellness test?
I don't know.
He's been fighting a shoulder injury for a while. Is he hurt?
I don't know.
Are we getting my dream of AJ Brock? Is AJ going to win the belt just for Jinder to win it back in India? Like, what's going on here?
I really hope they don't do that because they did that with Nakamura.
Are they having trouble selling tickets? They're trying to pop a buy rate?
I really hope that they don't, or that they aren't doing the, lose the title on foreign soil just for the guy to win it in his home country. I really hope they don't do that because it was cheesy as hell when they did it with Nakamura, and it'll be even worse when they do it with Jinder, who is definitely not Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. Do they want to do AJ Brock before Brock goes off into the Canadian sunset forever?
I don't know.
Like, do they finally say, Christ, if we're gonna have AJ Brock, it's got to be at Survivor Series?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
this whole thing is really.
I don't think they're ending the Jinder reign on a taped SmackDown because it's in England.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they're doing that either. But I don't know why they changed it.
Yeah,
unless like
Is AJ doing double duty? Like he's going to wrestle Jinder and then wrestle Rusev for a spot once he loses? That seems real dumb.
Unless they're just delaying the Rusev match until the following week. But I don't know.
I think AJ could win this match. I think Jinder's hurt. He's been fighting a shoulder injury for a while, or he popped a wellness test. You know?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but I'll watch.
It's very strange.
Mission accomplished.
I don't think that they would give Jinder the same treatment that they gave Roman when Roman popped the wellness test.
No, yeah. No.
I don't know.
I think Jinder. If Jinder goes away for 30 days, he ain't taking the belt with him. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So
I don't know. That's weird.
Because you got Rusev tweeting, AJ Styles already quit. I'm on the team.
Yeah, I know.
Which makes sense from a kayfabe perspective.
Yes, it does from a kayfabe.
That makes sense. I'm with him there. I'm Team Rusev. Every day is Rusev. Every day is Rusev Day.
Nah.
Too bad. I was excited for AJ in the main. I was excited for AJ on the 5-on-5, but I'll really be excited. I'll really be excited for AJ jobbing to 1 F5 because we have to keep Roman strong. Kill me. Kill me, Chris.
You got anything else?
Yes. I want to talk about my dad.
Yes. Okay.
My dad texted me during Raw. You weird shit my dad says segment.
All right.
My dad, he texted me and it got me to thinking. He goes, "Where's March? Okay, here we go. Don't understand the ending. Alexa throws a right punch and pins James. Then Braun turns face. Let's set aside the Braun turns face because that's a big subject. My dad didn't understand the ending. Alexa throws a right punch and then pins James. Then next text. Alexa is killing the division. She's smaller than your sister. She shouldn't be punching anybody and pinning them.
Yeah.
My sister's like 5'6" and $110. So Alexa is smaller than my sister.
Yep.
My sister is so slight she can't donate blood because she's below the 110-pound weight limit.
Yeah.
So that Alexa is smaller than my sister. So it got me to thinking, is Alexa's booking hurting her? She almost never cheats during matches. She's being booked just like Charlotte was last year. And I think it hurts her, and I think it hurts her opponent. She doesn't wrestle like a heel. Do you notice how the fans come out, pop for the intros, and then don't care at all about her matches?
Yeah, because for one thing, let's also, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Alexa Bliss is not a very good wrestler. I mean, she can execute. No. She can execute.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not even talking execution. I'm talking just the way the matches are laid out. Mm-hmm. She almost never cheats. She dominates the match like for 80% of it, cuts off the babyface and pins them right away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's not how you get a heel over.
Nope.
She can't get heat on anybody because she's so dominant that you can't buy anyone beating her because she's never presented as weak. As a character, she doesn't get super mad when she has to wrestle anymore. She just wrestles. She loses by getting counted out or DQ'd once in a while, but never enough to seem beatable like Jinder does. And to be fair to her, and this is not her fault, the Raw babyface side is a disaster.
Yes.
Mickie James is presented as an old over-the-hill woman who cared about making fun of Alexa's ass for some strange reason, and then lost clean. Sasha Banks was told she couldn't defend the title, and then lost clean. And Bayley had one of the worst matches of the year with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, God. I don't want to talk about that ever again.
Yeah. But none of those faces are able to be credible enough to make up for it.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand why Alexa Bliss is getting...
I think it's hurting her. And I think it's really hurting her opponents. She calls Becky a loser and then proves her right and beats the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm.
At least the Becky win wasn't clean because that was the return of Mickie James. Which is fine. Heels are supposed to cheat. That's fine. That's Wrestling 101.
Yeah.
But then she calls Bayley a loser and beats her clean. She calls Sasha a loser and beats her clean. She calls Mickie a loser and beats her clean.
Yeah.
The only person who's won a feud against her in the past 8 months is Naomi. And I'm pretty sure that only happened because Alexa was moving to Raw, so they dropped her out on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't buy her opponents as a threat to her, which means I don't buy her, Chris.
No, exactly. You're 100% right, and I don't understand the booking of the division in any way other than this is Vince's way of trying to force people to not care about the women's division.
Here, and you know, there's
that's the only thing I can think of, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case either, because we know we know his opinion about women's wrestling. We know he doesn't take it seriously. We know
I think you're right.
Seriously, I think that he is purposefully booking this heel champion strong so that no one else in the division looks credible, and therefore people won't have a reason to be invested, and therefore people won't be up in arms telling him that they want better women's wrestling.
I think you're right, and I think we need to go back about 5 years to AJ Lee. Alexa is great at her promos and is an average worker. The fans like her, but she's AJ Lee. She's talented, but we've seen her acts before.
Yeah.
We usually look at Charlotte and Becky and Bayley and Sasha. We're having the best women's matches in history.
Yep.
It was new. It was fresh. It was getting over. They were getting over. And when they all got to the main roster, Vince booked them like he always booked his divas.
Yep.
A lot of lip service given to Women's Revolution. But what Vince looked for in the top women never changed, my friend. I think you're right.
Of course.
He wants someone who looks good. He wants someone who can cut a promo, and he wants someone, and he doesn't care about their ability to get over in a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're right back where we started 5 years ago, man.
Yeah, it's awful. Meanwhile, the women in NXT are freaking blowing the roof off the joint every single time they have a match.
But that's not going to change.
Yeah.
But it will when they get to the main roster.
Yep.
The star-making machine is broken, my friend. Rich Kraetsch said it best, and I'm going to co-opt it. And that's how I'm ending my part of the show tonight. The star-making machine in this company is broken. Right? Like, you look at NXT, and they're doing great, and then guys get to the main roster, and they fizzle, and they fall apart.
Yep. Because
so it goes, my friend.
The old man at the top needs to go, as we've said.
So.
All right.
I'm tired of the heels always winning, too. Wrestling is supposed to be an escape. I want the good guys to win, goddammit. The bad guys always win in real life. I want the good guys to win on my wrestling show.
Yeah.
So.
I wish. I friggin' wish.
Maybe we'll get Naito. Not that Okada's a bad guy either. I love him too. So
no, either. I don't think you have a bad.
There was not a bad guy.
A bad result to that match.
So
even Okada winning, I would not have a problem with.
Neither would I. I think though that the time has come though for Naito.
Oh yeah. The time has absolutely come. It's been over.
Oh, you think backtrack? You think Tanahashi wins that match against Ibushi, right, for the belt? Pee Wee's hands?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think that they're going to do any title changes at this show.
I think so too. So.
Yeah. Plugs.
I think the booking is hurting her, and I think it's hurting the women on Raw.
No, yeah, it absolutely is. There's no question about that. The whole Raw and SmackDown too. I mean, freaking Natalya at the top of the SmackDown Women's division doing jack and squat with the title.
Yeah.
And the two most talented women in the division, Charlotte and Becky, are barely doing anything.
Becky hasn't had a TV program in months.
Exactly. And Asuka, meanwhile, on Raw is being made to look like just another woman.
That's it.
2 matches in, and she's already lost a huge amount of her shine, even though she won both of her matches. It's abysmal.
It's context, my friend. So, all right, take us out.
Yep. All right. Be sure to check out all of our fellow wrestling podcast friends. Facelock Feministas at Facelock Fems on Twitter and Not Your Demographic. Look up Stunning Tail Cheeks and Edgar Mac, Aaron Klein. You can find them on Twitter as well. Go subscribe to their shows on iTunes. Give them a listen. We love them. Great shows, great content. I also want to give a shout out to our new friends over at the Married Marks podcast. Became friends with them and started following them on Twitter recently. Let me just go and grab their link and shout them out. Where did it go? I can't believe I lost it. Why does this happen to me at this time?
You're a loser. No, I'm just kidding.
There we go. Yeah, it's at Married Marks Podcast with Oni Draz and the Smarky Betch. Great show. Really like them. Minneapolis folks. They're not far from you.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah. Good people.
It's still a 6-hour drive. That's not bad.
Give them a shout out. They have a fantastic picture of Draz with Toru Yano from the recent War of the Worlds shows. It's quite hilarious. Anyway, we've also got our Friday podcasting brethren. Obviously, we're not on Friday this week, but normally our podcasting brethren that we share Fridays with. Shooting the Breeze with Takers Media and Mr. Dr. Senju in the morning, and then in the afternoon, Fizzy's Wacky Worlds of Wrestling with 14 Fitzpatrick and Don Sal Guzmano. Definitely check them out, listen to them live, subscribe to their channels and their shows, all the good stuff there. Be sure to support your local wrestling podcasts and support your local indies. Sure to follow the show on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 1 in the handle. Subscribe to us on iTunes. The link to the iTunes channel is in the description of the video. Give us a rating, give us a recommendation, and tell everyone you know to come and listen to us. We will be back on Friday next week. And then the following week, might still be on Friday. I'm not sure. I might have a family engagement that week. And then the week after that is Thanksgiving, so we might not have a show the week of Thanksgiving. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a real quick one the Wednesday before.
I might not be able to do that because I'm going up to Massachusetts on that Wednesday. I'm going to be in Massachusetts pretty much until Sunday. So
Survivor Series used to be Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving night's always been a big wrestling night. So is Christmas Day. All throughout history.
Now it's football days.
Yeah.
But we'll keep everybody updated. Be sure that's why it's important. Follow the Twitter feed. We'll keep you guys updated on when shows are. Again, apologies that this one happened on such short notice that we were doing.
Blame
this on Thursday,
Naito.
But
the only reason I'm going to this AEW show tomorrow is so I can buy tickets to see Naito in February.
Blame Naito, indeed.
Blame Naito and Canada.
Always Canada. You think we get Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega on a boat?
I do.
That'll be fucking hilarious.
The Young Bucks already signed up for this boat.
Yep.
I do think we're getting Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega on a boat. Because why the hell not? Because wrestling is the greatest thing in the world.
Yep. And that's it for us. Take us out, my friend.
That's Chris. I'm George. As always, thank you for listening. You guys make this a lot of fun. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
The highlight of this show is me talking to Chris and me talking to y'all and y'all listening, and you guys treating me like I matter when about this stuff, which means a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it.
Same here.
It's Chris. I'm George. Don't work yourself into a shoot. Enjoy the rest of your night. We will see you in 8 days. Enjoy the wrestling. Enjoy the UFC if that's your thing. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Episode 35 is in the books. Good night.